Hello, welcome back to Cartoon Philosophy. Today we're diving into the world of Sanrio, but with a twist, looking at My Melody and Kuromi not just as cute characters, but as archetypes of sweetness and rebellion, persona and shadow. Let's explore how these two reflect both cultural expectations and our inner selves. When we think of Sanrio, we usually think of Hello Kitty, the blank canvas, the silent icon, the universal face of Kawaii. But in the shadows of her quiet reign, two characters embody a deeper, more compelling drama, My Melody and Kuromi. These two are not just cute mascots. They are archetypes in motion, symbols of sweetness and rebellion that reflect back to us the ways society divides, polices, and projects femininity. My Melody was born in 1975 at the height of Japan's Kawaii culture. She is soft, pink, innocent. The image of the good girl designed for a time when cuteness was not just an aesthetic but a cultural force. Kuromi, by contrast, appeared in 2005, a different world. The new millennium was more cynical, more ironic. Kuromi became the anti-Melody, mischievous, sarcastic, and rebellious. If My Melody is the embodiment of comfort and tradition, Kuromi is the embodiment of resistance and disruption. This is not just coincidence. These two emerge from different cultural climates, and together they form a mirror of how society constructs opposites: light and shadow, persona and rebel, angel and trickster. The stop-motion Netflix series, My Melody and Kuromi, makes this dynamic explicit. In Mariland, My Melody opens a bakery. Kuromi opens a rival shop across the street, but her place remains empty while Melody's bakery thrives. On the surface, it's a cute rivalry, but beneath it lies something sharper: the way culture pits women against each other, especially when they embody different archetypes. Melody is rewarded because her sweetness aligns with the expectations of the ideal girl. Kuromi, with her sarcasm and edge, is overlooked. Her shop is empty not because she lacks skill, but because society does not validate rebellion in the same way it validates sweetness. The competition is not just about cakes and cookies. It's about whose femininity is more acceptable, more profitable, more lovable. Kuromi's empty store becomes a metaphor for the neglected shadow. She is not less capable than My Melody, but her rebellion does not attract customers the same way docility does. What she craves beneath her sharp edges is validation. To be loved and seen, not just as the dark opposite of Melody, but as herself. Her frustration is deeply relatable. Many of us carry shadow traits, sarcasm, independence, rebellion, that don't always receive the same applause as sweetness and compliance. Kuromi's struggle is the struggle of anyone who has felt sidelined because they didn't fit the mold of what society expects. In the series, My Melody discovers a mysterious pink heart in the forest. At first glance, it looks like a gift, a magical treasure. But the story suggests something else. The pink heart represents the illusion of desire. The promise of perfection, of ultimate sweetness, can corrupt. It is a metaphor for how ideals, the perfect girl, the perfect life, the perfect mask, can destabilize not just individuals, but entire communities. In chasing the illusion of being endlessly sweet and flawless, we risk losing touch with authenticity. In this story, cakes are never just cakes. They are masks. Sweetness is a performance, something carefully baked and decorated to please others. And just like sugar, it can be delightful in small doses, but overwhelming when consumed without pause. But the bakery also represents identity. Each recipe is a way of saying, "This is who I am." For My Melody, sweetness is her essence, but for Kuromi, rebellion is hers. Both are valid. The problem arises when society insists that only one kind of flavor is worthy of love and recognition. When strange events begin to shake Mariland, the stakes grow higher. The community itself is endangered. This can be read two ways: as a psychological crisis. When persona, the mask we show the world, and shadow, the hidden self, are not integrated, the psyche destabilizes. As a social crisis, when extremes, sweetness versus rebellion, tradition versus rupture, fight without reconciliation, the entire community suffers. In either case, Mariland is a metaphor for the collective. Whether our inner world or society at large, it cannot thrive if its elements remain divided and hostile. It's important to note that the series chose stop motion as its medium. This is not a glossy, perfect digital world. Stop motion is handmade, imperfect, tactile. You can almost see the fingerprints on the figures. For Gen Z, who live in a culture of airbrushed perfection, filters, and curated feeds, stop motion feels radical. It is a return to authenticity, to imperfection as beauty. It reminds us that realness, even with flaws, is more powerful than artificial perfection. Eventually, My Melody and Kuromi must face the truth. They are not enemies. Their rivalry, while entertaining, is unsustainable. To save Mariland, they must work together. This is the heart of the archetype. Persona and shadow are not meant to be forever opposed. They are meant to be integrated. Likewise, our culture cannot keep polarizing femininity into the sweet girl and the rebel girl. Both are necessary, both are human, and both live within us. The moral of My Melody and Kuromi is layered. On the surface, it's cute. Two characters with different personalities learn to value each other. But beneath the cuteness lies a critique. Society creates these rivalries, feeding us the illusion that we must be either or, either the coquette or the grunge girl, the soft angel or the sarcastic rebel. The truth is messier. We contain both. Sweetness can be a mask of control, but it can also be genuine kindness. Rebellion can be destructive, but it can also be authenticity and freedom. When we pit one against the other, we lose the wholeness of human experience. At the end of the day, Kuromi and My Melody are not just Sanrio mascots. They are archetypes of light and shadow, of persona and rebellion, of sweetness and resistance. And maybe the real question is not whether we are Team My Melody or Team Kuromi. Maybe the question is, why do we keep choosing? Why does society insist on splitting us into neat categories when the truth is that we are both? What if we allowed ourselves to be all of it at once? Sweet and rebellious, kind and sharp, soft and wild. Maybe then Mariland and our world wouldn't be in danger. In the end, Kuromi has a heart of sweetness, and Melody has her own hidden rebellions. These archetypes are not cages, but mirrors. And if we dare to look closely, we'll see that we don't have to choose between them. We are both. We are more. And that's it for today's exploration here on Cartoon Philosophy. Kuromi and My Melody are more than just Sanrio mascots. They are mirrors of ourselves, reflecting both sweetness and rebellion, light and shadow. Maybe it's time to stop choosing between extremes and embrace the fact that we can be all of it at once. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts. Which side do you see in yourself? See you in the next video.